Hello students, welcome to the e-learning platform presented by Mechanical Engineering Department of Dr. Bapuji Saroke Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kolhapur. Today we are going to start unit number 5, Automobile Electrical and Electronics System. This unit consists of 14 marks and is of major importance. The learning objectives for this session are: number 1, study of basic electrical and electronic terms and components. Second, study of battery, different types of batteries, construction and working of battery and battery testing. Starting with basic electrical and electronic components. Terms used in basic electrical and electronics. Electric current is used for a number of purposes in automobile. Electric current flows through different circuits systems to fulfill different objectives of an engine. For starting, for producing spark, for burning the air fuel mixture, charging the battery, lighting the lamp, and blowing horn, for working the fuel pump, and for working windshield wiper, and many other units of an automobile. Electricity is nothing but the movement of electrons. Electrons create charge which we can harness to do the work. They all operate using the all same basic power source. The three basic principles as used explained using electrons, or more specifically the charge create. The first is voltage. Voltage is the difference between 2 points, or voltage is difference in charge between 2 points. Voltage is the difference in charge between 2 points. Current is the rate at which charge is flowing. Current is the rate at which charge is flowing. And resistance is a material's tendency to resist the flow of charge of current. Resistance is material tendency to resist the flow of charge. Resistance is measured in ohms. The higher the temperature, the higher the resistance. Next is electromagnetic or magnetic induction. It is the production of electromotive force across an electromagnetic conductor in changing magnetic field. It was discovered by Michael Faraday in 1831, and James Clerk Maxwell mathematically described it as Faraday's law of induction. And the last is rectification. Rectification is a process of converting AC current, alternating current, into DC current, direct current. And rectifier is a device that converts AC to DC, which flows in only one direction. Next, the electrical and electronic components of an vehicle. There are number of electrical and electronic components of an vehicle. The following are given in the figure aside. First, resistors. Resistor is a passive element that opposes the current flow in a circuit. Its function is to limit current flow and thereby voltage in circuit where full current and voltage are not needed. It provides fixed voltage drops. Second, capacitor. Capacitor function is to store an electric charge. In its simple form, it consists of two plates separated by an insulating material. The capacitor constitutes of dielectric materials having property to hold electric charge but cannot flow the free electron through this like air or paper. In automobile, it is used for reducing arcing across between breaker point. Third, semiconductor. Semiconductor are these cannot provide current flow when pure, but when another small amount of material are added to semiconductor, then they provide movement of electron. Depending upon type of impurity or material they add, they are divided as N-type semiconductor and P-type semiconductor. N-type semiconductor material are produced by doping silicon or germanium Similarly, p-type semiconductor obtained by doping silicon in boron, aluminium, etc. Fourth, diode. A diode is an electronic component with two terminals that are anode and cathode. It allows current flow from cathode to anode but blocks another direction, means allowing current flow in only one direction. The diodes are formed by combining p-type and n-type semiconductor. Fifth is Zener diodes. Zener diodes are used for low voltage circuit, wave rectification circuit. Sixth, transistors. Transistor is a semiconductor device which can be used as an electronic solid state switch or current amplifier. Transistors are made up of three section N and P type material. It may be PNP transistor or NPN transistor. Next is relay. Relay is an electric switch used or that allows small amount of current to control a high current circuit. Relay is a electric switch that is used to control a high current circuit using small amount of current. 8 is a solenoid. Solenoid are electromagnetic switches with a movable core that converts current flow into mechanical movement. Fuses provide protection from high current. The fuse will flow sufficient current and it is used to provide overcurrent protection. And the starter is located on the engine or front of the transmission. The starter cranks the engine when ignition switch is turned on. So these are the basic electrical and electronic components of an vehicle. The main important part of an electrical and electronic system in an automobile is battery. The battery is the main part of an electrical system in an automobile. Without battery, engine cannot be started with starting motor. The battery supplies current to various parts of automobile such as starting motor, ignition system, head, light, tail light, brake light, wiper and other accessories. Vehicle batteries should have robust construction since they have to withstand severe vibration. The battery must have high charging rate as well as heavy discharge content required for different automobile services. The function of a battery is to supply high current to starter motor and low current to ignition system and start and operate the engine. Supply current to accessories which operate electrically, store electrical energy and control voltage regulation of electrical system and provide power to operate light, instrument and other electrical accessories. The principle of battery is battery generally works on a principle of electrochemical reaction in which conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy in battery. It consists of a terminal negative terminal anode and positive terminal cathode. Undergoes oxidation reaction. During discharge, two or more ions from electrolyte combine with anode to form a compound and release one or more electrons. Simultaneously, the cathode undergoes reduction reaction and deliver electrical energy to an external device. The various types of batteries are as shown in figure below. The very first or basic type is lead acid battery that is used in an automobile or widely used in automobile. And second is alkaline battery. Alkaline battery is again of two types, nickel ion type and nickel cadmium type. Third is zinc air battery. Fourth, zebra battery. Fifth, sodium sulfur battery. Sixth, swing cell. And seventh, lithium ion battery. Lithium ion battery is the nowadays widely used in smartphones, mobiles, laptops, etc. Starting with first lead acid battery construction. The lead acid battery is widely used in automobile. It is an electrochemical device. It has voltage and can produce current as a result of chemical reaction. A reverse current flows through the battery which cause chemical reaction and restore the battery material. The construction of an components of a lead acid battery is shown in figure below. Now the first component is the container. Container is constructed in a single piece and made of acid resistance hard rubber or plastic or a composition, and it is divided by partition into compartments for individual cell. Second, grids and plates. The grids and plates, the battery plates, are made of lead alloy containing 6 to 8% antimony, which makes them resistant to electrochemical corrosion and gives them strength and rigidity. The plates are in the form of grids. Number of plates of positive and negative types and separators are there in a cell. Third is a separator. Separator are placed between negative plate and a positive plate. This prevents the positive and negative plates from direct contact with each other, resulting internal short circuit. Fourth is a cell cover. Cell cover is sealed by a cover of hard rubber through which positive and negative terminals are projected. Adjacent negative and positive terminal are connected by cell connector strap. Fifth is electrolyte. Electrolyte is the sponge lead and lead peroxide which fill the respective plate. Electrolyte is chemically pure sulfuric acid diluted with distilled water. It contains 40% sulfuric acid and 60% distilled water. The specific gravity of electrolyte poured into new battery with dry charge plate ranges from 1.25 to 1.28 gram per centimeter cube. Cell connectors. Next is cell connectors. Cell connectors connector are the connector straps connect the negative and positive terminal post of an cell above the cell cover. Each cell of a lead acid battery produces 2 volts. Connectors must be heavy enough to carry high current required for starting without overheating. Next is taper terminal, and the last is sealing compound. Sealing compound, these are blends of specially processed bituminous substance having resistance to flow at high temperature and resistance to crack at low temperature. Let us see the lead acid battery working. The working of battery can be understood by knowing the changes that takes place during charging or discharging of an battery. For this, consider this figure. A fully charged lead acid battery consists of lead peroxide PbO2 as positive plate and spongy lead Pb as negative plate and dilute sulfuric acid H2SO4 and H2O, that is water. The dilution of electrolyte is at relative density of 1.28. The lead is known as the active material. When sulfuric oxide or sulfuric acid is in aqueous solution mixed with water, it dissolves or it dissociates into charged ions H++ and SO4. The splitting of electrolyte in these parts is the reason that charging or discharging current can flow through liquid. The chemical reaction takes place between 3 chemicals in the battery. In presence of H2SO4, the electrons form one group of plate collect on other group of plate. The voltage of cell is created due to the ions charged particle being forced into solution from electrolytes by solution pressure. Lead will give up 2 positively charged atoms which have given up 2 electrons in the liquid. This flow of electrons is continuous until there is insufficient balance of electron to create 2 volt pressure between 2 groups of plate. This results in pressure of 2 volts between terminal of battery cell. After certain amount the current has been withdrawn, the battery is discharged or dead. When it is discharged, it is not capable of delivering any additional current. It is then charged. The charging reaction at the negative electrode is given by PbSO4 plus 2 electrons plus 2 hydrogen ions, that gives Pb plus H2SO4, and the reaction at positive pole is given as PbSO4 minus 2 electrons plus 2 H2O gives PbO2 H2SO4 plus 2 hydrogen ion. The chemical reaction takes place while the battery is charged and discharged, is given as PbO2, that is lead peroxide plus electrolyte plus 2H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, plus Pb is equal to PbSO4, that is lead sulfate, 2H2O, that is water, plus PbSO4 lead sulfate plus Q, that is energy. During discharging of battery, sulfuric acid splits into hydrogen and sulfate 8. The hydrogen liberated at lead oxide, which combine with a part of sulfuric acid to form lead sulfate and water. When battery is charged, the chemical reaction shown above becomes reverse. The lead sulfate on the plate again converts to lead peroxide, and the lead sulfate on other plate is reduced to spongy lead. Thus, electrolyte become concentrated because of increase in H2SO4. Thus, the battery converts electrical energy into chemical energy during charging and chemical energy into electrical energy during discharging. Factors affecting battery life. Following factors affect the battery life. First, improper electrolyte level. Electrolyte level should always be maintained. Corrosion of terminals and electrodes conductors. Battery should be checked for corrosion and taken proper maintenance measures. Overcharging of a battery should be avoided as it may increase the chances of battery failure. Fourth, undercharging should also be avoided, and a battery should be kept sufficiently charged so it can provide the energy or the electricity required for the automobile components. Poor mounting, the battery should be mounted properly and last cycling. Next is methods of rating of battery or types of rating battery. Types of rating of a battery are given in a figure below. The first is 20-hour rating. It indicates lightning ability of a full charge battery. It is obtained by discharging the battery at current equal to 120 of manufacturer's ampere hour rating. The current rate that battery delivers continuously for 20 hours, after which cell voltage should not drop below 1.75 and battery temperature is 80 Fahrenheit. Second, cold rating. It gives an indication of cold weather starting ability of the battery. The number of minutes of 6-volt battery can deliver 300 ampere at 0 degree Fahrenheit before cell voltage drops below 1 volt is the cold rating of the battery. Third, 25 ampere rating. It measures the battery performance at moderate constant current output at 80 Faraday to final limiting voltage 1.75 volt per cell. It is the ability of battery to carry electrical operating load when generator is not working. And last, 25-minute rate. It is amount of a current a battery can deliver continuously during 20 minutes without dropping the cell voltage below 1.5. A temperature of 27 degrees Celsius is maintained at the start of the test. Next point is specification of battery or capacity of battery. The capacity of battery has been defined as amount of current it can flow. The maximum amount of current that a cell can furnish is dependent upon number of factors such as number of plates, area of plate, temperature of electrolyte, quantity of electrolyte. About 1:10 meter square of surface area plate must be in contact with an electrolyte to produce 40 to 60 ampere of current. 6-volt passenger car battery have 15, 17, 19 and 21 plates per cell. The 12-volt have 7, 9, 11 and 13 plates per cell depending upon the size of the battery. There is always one more negative plate than the positive plate. Next is types of battery test. There are number of battery tests as shown in figure below. First, specific gravity test. Second, open circuit voltage test. Third, light load test. Fourth, high discharge test. And fifth, cadmium test. These all are the various types of tests. The simplest type of battery test is specific gravity test. Specific gravity test. Specific gravity test is done by the use of hydrometer contained in a syringe. The electrolyte is drawn up into the syringe by bulb and the hydrometer float sink to a greater or lesser extent according to the amount of sulfuric acid in the electrolyte. A hydrometer is an instrument as shown in figure used to measure specific gravity of electrolyte for an unsealed battery, which gives fairly good indication of battery's state of charge. It contains syringe inch of a barrel type glass tube and rubber bulb at top with graduated scale mark on it. The glass tube contains float and forms a reservoir for the test of electrolyte. Squeezing the rubber bulb or suction bulb sucks electrolyte into reservoir. The hydrometer float sink to greater or lesser extent according to the amount of sulfuric acid in the electrolyte. The height of float in a glass sink in the test electrolyte indicates relative weight compared to water. The readings are noted from the scale by sighting along the level of electrolyte. The specific gravity of electrolyte decreases as battery discharge. Hydrometer reads 1.280. It indicates that liquid is 1.28 times as heavy as water and at reading battery is fully charged. The reading of hydrometer shows the condition of battery according to the table. If the reading is 1.22 to 1.23, it is fully charged. If the reading is 1.2 to 1.21, it is 3/4 charge. 1.7, 1.175 to 1.185, it is half charge. If the reading is 1.1 or 1.10, then the condition of a battery it is discharged. This is it for today's session. Today's session we have completed our first part of chapter number 5 or unit number 5, automobile electrical and electronic systems. Thank you.